Many students think saying my car or her book in German is very simple, just like in English, but actually it is a little different. In German, the word for my, your, or her changes its ending depending on the noun that follows, so it is not always the same word. Don't worry if it sounds confusing right now. Today, we will learn this step by step in a very easy and clear way so that you will never feel confused again. Hello everyone. Welcome to our new lesson, Mastering German Possessive Adjectives. Today we will learn how to say my, your, his, her, our, etc. in German. The good news is that German follows a very clear two-step formula. First, we take the stem, which tells us who the owner is, and then we add the correct ending, which changes according to the gender, number, and case of the thing we are talking about. Just like two puzzle pieces that fit together perfectly. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to use possessive adjectives confidently and correctly. Let's first understand what possessive adjectives are. They are the words that show ownership or relationship. Words like my, your, his, her, our, their. They build a bridge between the owner and the object. For example, sein Haus. It indicates that the house belongs to a male person. Ihr Auto. It indicates that the car belongs to a female person. Unsere Tochter, which means our daughter. It indicates that the daughter belongs to more than one person. In German, these words connect the owner to the object and must match the object in gender, number, and case. Let's compare English and German. In English, the word his never changes. You can say his brother, his mother, or his car. The word his stays the same. But in German, it is different. You cannot use just one fixed word. You must follow a two-step process. The first step is choose the correct stem form, that is, who is the owner. The second step is to add the correct ending, that is, what is being owned, its gender, number, and case. This is why German possessive adjectives change their shape. The ending must agree with the noun it describes. Let's see how we create possessive adjectives. We start with a personal pronoun and turn it into a base possessive word. For example, the personal pronoun ich, which means I, becomes the base possessive word mine. This mine is the stem. Later we will add different endings to mine depending on the noun. This is the foundation. Every possessive adjective in German starts from these base forms: mein, dein, sein, ihr, unser, euer, ihr, etc. Now, let's start with the first important step. Step number 1. Choose your stem. The stem tells us who the owner is. We take the personal pronoun and change it into a possessive stem. Here is the complete list of the stem forms. Ich, which means I. The form is mine. For du, that is informal you. The form is dein. For sie, that is formal you. The form is ihr. For er, that is he. The form is sein. For sie, meaning she, the form is ihr. For es, that is it, the correct form is sein. For wir, that means we, the possessive form is unser. For ihr, that is you, plural informal, the form is euer. For sie, that is they, the form is ihr. First, memorize these stem words well. They are the base. We will add endings to them later. Now, step number 2. Choose your ending. This is the part that changes according to the noun that follows. The ending depends on three things. First, the gender of the noun, whether it is masculine, feminine, or neuter. Second, the number. whether it is singular or plural. Third, the case, whether it is nominative, accusative, or dative. Think of it as attaching different colored puzzle pieces to your stem. Next, we will learn how these endings work case by case, starting with the easiest one, the nominative case. Let's understand the nominative case. This is the subject case, when the possessive phrase is the main subject of the sentence. Imagine the noun is an actor standing on the stage under the spotlight. In the nominative case, the possessive adjective is simply introducing that actor. We will now see the simple rules for endings in this case. Here are the clear rules for the nominative case. For masculine nouns, there is no ending, just the stem. For feminine nouns, add e. For neuter nouns, there is no ending and just the stem. For plural nouns, add e. For example, mein Bruder, mein Auto, meine Mutter, meine Geschwister. And the example sentence, meine Geschwister wohnen in Berlin. This is a very simple rule for the subject position. Let's look at a real example. Das ist mein Bruder. This means this is my brother. Here, Bruder is a masculine noun and it is the subject of the sentence. So, we use the stem mein with no ending. This is a very common sentence you can use when introducing your family. Now, look at this sentence. Das ist meine Mutter. This means this is my mother. Mutter is a feminine noun and therefore we add e to the stem mein and it becomes meine. This small e makes a big difference in German. Always remember to add e with feminine nouns in the nominative case. Here is another example. Das ist mein Auto. This means this is my car. Auto is a neuter noun. Just like masculine nouns in the nominative, we use no ending, simply mein. So we say mein Auto and not meine Auto. This pattern will help you speak correctly when talking about things you own. Now let's learn the accusative case, the direct object case. This is used when the possessive phrase is the direct object of the sentence. The good news is that the rule is very simple. In the accusative case, only the masculine form changes. It adds en. Feminine, neuter, and plural forms stay almost exactly the same as in the nominative case. For example, sie trifft ihren Bruder. Sie trifft ihre Schwester. Sie sieht ihr Kind. Sie trifft ihre Freunde. Just remember, only masculine nouns get that extra en in the accusative form. Next is the dative case, the indirect object case. We use this when the possessive phrase is the receiver of something. The rules are masculine and neuter nouns add em, feminine nouns add er, plural nouns add en. Examples: Er spricht mit seinem Bruder, which means he talks to his brother. Another example is Er spricht mit seiner Schwester, which means he talks to his sister. These endings are very important when using verbs like helfen, geben, or prepositions like mit, zu, or bei. Now we come to the genitive case. This case shows possession or relationship, like of in English. Beginners don't need to use it actively yet, but you will see it in books, articles, and formal writing. In the genitive case, masculine and neuter add es. Feminine and plural add er. Examples: Das ist der Freund unseres Sohnes. Das ist der Freund unserer Tochter. Die Freunde unserer Kinder sind sehr nett. You will mostly encounter this in written German only. There is one small spelling exception you need to know. The word euer, which means your in the informal plural form. When euer is used with a feminine noun or in plural, it drops the internal e. It becomes eure. Examples: Ist das eure Mutter? Which means, is that your mother? Sind das eure Eltern? Are these your parents? This small change is important for the correct spelling. Don't write eure. The correct form is eure. This is the master matrix, your complete overview of all possessive forms in one table. It shows how mine changes across all genders, numbers, and cases. You can clearly see the patterns. Nominative: mein Mann, meine Frau, mein Baby, meine Kinder. Accusative: meinen Mann, meine Frau, mein Baby, meine Kinder. Dative: meinem Mann, meiner Frau, meinem Baby, meinen Kinder. Genitive: meines Mannes, meiner Frau, meines Babys, meiner Kinder. Keep this table as a quick reference while practicing. It is one of the most important tables for revision. Let's do a quick practice together. How would you fill in the blank? Wie ist blank Name? It means, what is your name? Think about it. The correct answer depends on who you are asking. And here is the correct answer. With friends, family, or children for whom we use the informal du, we ask, Wie ist dein Name? For strangers, teachers, or elders for whom we use the formal Sie, we say, Wie ist Ihr Name? Notice that in both formal and informal questions, we usually don't need any extra ending when asking someone's name. This is a very common and useful question in daily German conversation. Let's do a quick knowledge check together. The question is, what is your address? Which translates in German to Wie ist blank Adresse? The address is a feminine noun, and here we are speaking in a formal communication. So, the correct answer is Ihre. We use Ihre because it is formal your, and we add E for the feminine nouns in the nominative case. Ihr would be wrong here, and Ihren is used for accusative or dative. Now, the second question. Matthias is looking for his driver's license, which translates to Matthias sucht blank Führerschein. Now, let's first understand the context. This is his license, that is, sein Führerschein, and it is a masculine noun in the accusative case. The correct answer is seinen. In the accusative case, masculine nouns take en as an extra ending, so sein becomes seinen. This is a very common mistake students make. Always remember to add en for masculine direct objects. And now the third quiz, the spelling trick with euer. The first question is it your car? This is the case of neuter nominative, which translates to ist das euer Auto? Here the answer is EUER. Since there is no extra ending, we keep the internal E. Second question, are these your names? Which translates to Sind das eure Namen? This is the case of plural nominative. Since we have the plural nominative, we will be keeping the extra E. So the internal E drops out. This small spelling change is important. Always check whether you need to add an extra E or not. Here is a very useful summary. The four-step system to use any possessive adjective correctly. First, identify the person. Ich, du, er, where, etc. Second, choose the base possessive word. For example, mein, dein, sein, unser, euer, etc. Third, look at the noun's gender and case. Lastly, add the correct ending from the chart. If you follow these 4 steps every time, you will make far fewer mistakes. Your modular toolkit is now ready. German possessive adjectives work like a simple puzzle. First piece. Who owns it? The stem form. Mein, sein, dein, etc. Second piece. What is owned? The ending based on gender, number, and case. Remember the 2-step formula and you will build correct sentences every time. German grammar is not random, it is a logical system. You now have all the building blocks. We have reached the end of our lesson. Now you know how to say my, your, his, her, our, and their correctly in German. You understand the stem forms, the endings, and the cases. Go out and start using them confidently. Practice with real things around you. Das ist mein Buch. Ich liebe meine Familie. Wo ist dein Handy? Etc. Tschüss.